Hi everyone, I'm your host Patrick Wagner and welcome to Digital 100. This is episode number 1, the Digital Manifesto. I'm going to start this episode off by telling you a little bit about what, or I guess this vlog and this YouTube channel is about. So Digital 100 is going to be focused on building digital business. And the underlining foundational element there is going to be security. So building your digital business today, both all the tools from marketing, sales, software, but also making sure that security is an underlying element to everything that we do, especially since we're going into the route of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, where again, you take on and shoulder a lot of that risk and responsibility. So let's get started. Today's episode, I'm going to start number 1 with our Digital Manifesto for 2018. Now, I know it's a little late in the year for a 2018 Digital Manifesto, but due to a lot of unforeseen circumstances, I was unable to produce this earlier in the year, but I still think it's important to lay out my cards for the rest of this year. So for many of you that don't know me, I'm going to do you a little bit of a brief history. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. I was born to immigrant parents that really instilled with me a drive for entrepreneurship. I started my very first business back when I was 10 years old. I registered my first business. It was a sports cards and memorabilia company, similar to my mentor, Gary Vaynerchuk. And then at age 11, I bought my very first stock. I bought some Coca-Cola stock, and I started my journey in investing. And I really enjoyed investing from a young age and have continued on that path. At age 16, around 1993, I started my very first internet digital company. It was a web design company, one of the very first ones in Toronto at the time. During that .com boom and bust cycle, I had a few different startups. One of the last ones in that phase of 2001 was a Linux startup company where we did cybersecurity solutions for the Canadian nuclear power plants. And that really opened my eyes at the time of understanding that digital business was starting to become very prevalent, that the internet was becoming a very important tool for spreading information and building business, and that also opened up a huge amount of security concerns because of that. So hackers from around the world could spend their evenings or nights, days and nights hacking away at your computer for little at no cost. So I knew that that was going to be a big element going forward in the future. Now, the last 15 years I've spent working for traditional banks, the big banks here in Canada, as well as some fintech startups, most recently Zen Banks, which was sold to SoFi recently. Now, Zen Banks created an app that allowed people to use multiple currencies in one application. I learned a lot about regulatory issues and how money is held and how both governments and banks treat and regulate money. So it was a very big eye-opener, but what I really noticed was how much people's ideas of money had changed. So the way the banks had thought people would never transact money easily over chat, and as soon as it started to happen on WeChat and in huge numbers and on Facebook, it really blew that idea away. And I think at that point, things have really changed for the big banks. People don't really think about money the same way. They simply want to achieve the end goal as quickly and as easily as possible. And having all these ideas of how long your bank has been around and whether they're insured didn't matter to people that much. I think those types of things really do matter when you have a lot of money, but on average, small transactional amounts, people don't really care. And so that was a big eye-opener for me. I saw firsthand, front row, that people and their idea of money had really changed. And then I was playing with Bitcoin for the last few years and seeing the technology, and I was very amazed by it. And I knew there would be some great potential for it. And then I saw what happened over the last year as the price of Bitcoin kind of blew up and has now come back down a little bit. And I realized that this technology is not going away. If anything, I think the next level of innovation will come because of this digital currency and the fact that because there isn't going to be the same amount of regulation that can be built into softwares, and it can actually exchange money around the world on a technology level much faster. So I'm very excited about the potential for what Bitcoin has to offer. Through this channel, I'm going to spend a lot of my time documenting my journey through Bitcoin, and also making sure I teach you and educate everybody on how to do it safely and securely. And I think that's a very big part of this, because cybersecurity, especially when you take on all the risk of your own money when it comes to cryptocurrency, there is no customer support. There is no person you can go to and complain when your money gets stolen, or your mobile phone gets hacked, or your computer gets hacked, or the exchange where you had your coins on gets hacked. So I'm going to do a lengthy job in showing you what the risks are and what you need to do to mitigate those risks and to be safe when you enter into this crypto space, especially when you want to either do some investing or speculative investing in cryptocurrencies as well as explain a little bit about the technologies that Bitcoin provides and the layers of new technology that are being built on top of it. And I think there's some exciting innovations that are coming around. So I'm going to share also the latest news that's happening. If you have any questions or comments, you can catch me on Quora, comment on any of the videos below, subscribe to the channel, send me any of your questions at Patrick Wagner on Twitter. I'll reply with videos, or I'll reply to your comments as well. I look forward to documenting this exciting journey. I think there's going to be a lot of bumps in the roads ahead for cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in general, but I think it's also going to be a very exciting and innovative time, especially as we see this move from artificial intelligence and machine learning technology. And I think the next wave coming is going to be Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies, as they add a new level of a financial layer to the technology world and the internet space. And I think there's going to be some exciting innovations because of that. So join me on the channel, and I look forward to bringing you some awesome stuff. Have a great day.